Welcome to the Story Lab. I hope you enjoy this story. Let's begin. I took a deep breath, running my fingers through my graying hair as I looked around my perfectly manicured garden. The towering oaks cast long shadows over the lush green lawn, and the rose bushes bloomed in vibrant reds and pinks. This suburban oasis was everything Clarissa and I had dreamed of when we decided to settle down in Brookside over a decade ago. But lately, something felt off. My wife's smiles didn't quite reach her eyes anymore, and her warmth had been replaced by a distant chill. Still, I pushed those thoughts aside. We had two amazing kids, Max and Lily, and a life that was the envy of our friends and neighbors. Lucas. Clarissa's voice rang out from the patio. Your friend Greg is here. I made my way inside, greeted by the familiar sight of my best friend, Greg Hunt. A retired cop turned private investigator, Greg had been my rock through the toughest times, always offering a steady hand and a keen eye. Hey, man, Greg said, his brow furrowed with concern. We need to talk. Greg's words hit me like a punch to the gut. Clarissa's been having an affair. I shook my head in disbelief. That's impossible. We've been together for over 15 years. She wouldn't do that. But deep down, I knew Greg wouldn't make such an accusation lightly. He was a professional, and if he said he had proof, he had proof. I saw her with another man, Greg continued, his voice low. Some hotshot lawyer named James Hawkins. My mind raced back to all the little signs I'd ignored. The late nights at the office, the hushed phone calls, the sudden need for space. How could I have been so blind? Are you sure? I asked, my voice trembling. Greg nodded solemnly. I'm sorry, Luke. I wish I was wrong. In the days that followed, I found myself consumed by a need to know the truth. I hired Greg to tell Clarissa, desperate for concrete evidence of her betrayal. A part of me still clung to the hope that it was all a misunderstanding, but that hope withered with each damning photo Greg brought me. Greg provided me with the evidence. There was Clarissa, laughing intimately with the handsome lawyer at a cozy bistro. Then a shot of them embracing in a shadowy alleyway, their bodies pressed together in a way that left no doubt about the nature of their relationship. I felt sick to my stomach, but I couldn't look away. This was the woman I'd vowed to love and cherish until death do us part, and she'd thrown it all away for a fling with some sleazy pretty boy. As the evidence piled up, a cold fury began to replace the hurt and confusion. I would confront Clarissa, but not before I had a plan. A way to expose her deception in the most devastating and public way possible. She would face the consequences of her actions, and the whole town would know the truth about her lies. Are you sure about this, Lucas? Greg's voice crackled through the phone speaker. I glanced around the empty kitchen, my grip tightening on the handset. I'm sure. She needs to be exposed for what she's done. I hear you, man. Just want to make sure you've thought this through. I had. For weeks, a plan had been forming in my mind. A way to hit Clarissa where it would hurt the most. Her reputation. It's her 35th birthday party next weekend. The whole town will be there. There was a pause on the other end of the line. You want to do it then? In front of everyone? Exactly. My voice was cold, devoid of the anger that still simmered beneath the surface. She won't be able to deny it or sweep it under the rug. The truth will be out in the open for all to see. Greg let out a low whistle. Brutal, but I can't say she doesn't deserve it after what she's put you through. I'll need your help, I continued. And Lisa's too. We'll need to put together a slideshow with all the evidence you've gathered. You got it, Greg replied without hesitation. Just tell us what you need. The days leading up to the party were a flurry of activity. Greg and Lisa worked tirelessly, compiling photos, text messages, and any other proof of Clarissa's infidelity they could find. Meanwhile, I played the role of the doting husband, helping Clarissa plan every detail of her special night. Little did she know, her grand celebration would be the beginning of her downfall. The night of the party arrived, and our sprawling backyard was transformed into a festive wonderland. Twinkling lights adorned the trees, and the aroma of grilled delicacies filled the air. Friends, family, and colleagues mingled, sipping cocktails and exchanging pleasantries. As the guests settled in, I took the microphone and cleared my throat. All eyes turned to me, and a hush fell over the crowd. "Thank you all for coming to celebrate my beautiful wife, Clarissa," I began, my voice steady and measured. "Over the years, she has brought so much joy and light into my life, and I wanted to take this opportunity to honor her with a special tribute." Clarissa beamed at me from her seat of honor, oblivious to the storm brewing beneath my calm facade. "Please, enjoy this look back at the milestones and cherished moments that have made Clarissa the remarkable woman she is today." With the click of a button, the slideshow began. Innocent photos of Clarissa as a child filled the screen, followed by snapshots from our wedding day and the births of Max and Lily. The audience cooed and chuckled at the heartwarming images, awash in nostalgia. Then, without warning, the tone shifted. A photo appeared, capturing Clarissa in a passionate embrace with a man I recognized as James J. Hawkins, the hotshot lawyer she'd been sleeping with behind my back. Gasps rippled through the crowd, and I heard Clarissa's sharp intake of breath beside me. "Lucas, what is this?" she hissed, her eyes wide with panic. I ignored her, allowing the slideshow to continue its damning parade of indiscretions. There was Clarissa and Jay tangled together on rumpled sheets, their naked bodies entwined. Another shot showed them locked in a heated kiss outside a seedy motel. The backyard had fallen deathly silent, save for the occasional shocked murmur or choked sob. All eyes were glued to the screen, watching the sordid truth unfurl in vivid detail. Clarissa leapt to her feet, her face contorted with rage and humiliation. "Stop it!" she shrieked, lunging for the laptop, controlling the presentation. "You can't show our naked pictures." But it was too late. The damage was done, her carefully curated facade shattered beyond repair. Pandemonium erupted in the wake of Clarissa's outburst. Her friends and family turned on her, bombarding her with accusations and insults. In the chaos, I caught sight of Jay, his face ashen as his own wife, Samantha, unleashed a torrent of fury upon him. "You lying, cheating bastard," Samantha raged, tears streaming down her flushed cheeks. "I want a divorce." As the party devolved into a maelstrom of broken trusts and shattered dreams, I stood apart from the fray, a sense of grim satisfaction settling over me. Clarissa had made her bed, and now she was being forced to lie in it. She whirled on me, her eyes blazing with a mixture of rage and betrayal. "How could you do this to me?" she spat, her voice dripping with venom. I met her gaze steadily, unmoved by her theatrics. "You brought this on yourself, Clarissa. You made the choice to betray our vows, our family. This is simply the consequence of your actions." "You'll regret this, Lucas," she snarled, her perfectly coiffed mask finally slipping to reveal the ugliness beneath. "I'll make sure of it." With that parting shot, she stormed off, leaving a trail of devastation in her wake. As the party guests dispersed, their voices buzzing with scandal and disbelief, I knew my life had been irrevocably altered. But for once, I didn't feel the weight of uncertainty or dread. Instead, a strange sense of liberation washed over me. The lies and deception were out in the open, and I was finally free to confront the harsh truth head-on. No matter what challenges lay ahead, I would face them with my head held high, unburdened by the shackles of Clarissa's betrayal. The weeks following Clarissa's birthday party were a whirlwind of lawyers, courtrooms, and bitter negotiations. True to her word, she fought me tooth and nail over every detail of our separation, from the division of assets to the custody of Max and Lily. "You can't take my children from me, Lucas," she snarled during one particularly heated meeting with our attorneys. "Not after what you did at that party." I leveled my gaze at her, refusing to be baited by her theatrics. "I did what I had to do to expose your lies, Clarissa. The kids deserve better than a mother who would betray their family like that." Greg, ever my stalwart ally, placed a calming hand on my shoulder. "Easy, Luke. Getting riled up won't help your case." He was right, of course. I needed to stay focused, to present the cold, hard facts without letting emotion cloud my judgment. With Greg's help and the guidance of my brilliant lawyer, Nora Bennett, I meticulously compiled evidence of Clarissa's infidelity and erratic behavior. In the end, the judge ruled in favor of joint custody, a decision that left a bitter taste in my mouth. But Nora assured me it was the best we could hope for, given the circumstances. "She'll have limited time with the kids," she explained as we left the courthouse. "And you have the evidence to protect yourself if she tries anything underhanded." Clarissa shot me a venomous glare as she stormed past, her lips curved into a cruel smirk. "This isn't over, Lucas. Not by a long shot." True to her word, Clarissa made my life a living hell in the months that followed. She constantly berated me in front of the children, painting me as the villain who had torn their family apart. More than once, I found myself consoling a sobbing Max or Lily, assuring them that none of this was their fault. "Your mother is just hurt and angry," I would tell them, my heart aching at the confusion and pain in their young eyes. "But I promise, I'll always be here for you, no matter what." At work, strange incidents began to occur: missing files, delayed projects, and even outright sabotage. I couldn't prove Clarissa was behind it all, but the signs were there, a constant reminder of her vindictive nature. Through it all, Greg and Lisa were my rocks, offering unwavering support and a sympathetic ear when the weight of it all became too much to bear. "Don't let her get to you, man," Greg would say, his gruff exterior barely concealing his concern. "She's just lashing out because she knows she lost." Lisa, ever the voice of reason, would nod in agreement. "Stay the course, Lucas. Keep being the good guy, and eventually, she'll run out of ammo." Their words buoyed me through the darkest days, reminding me that I was on the right side of this battle, the side of truth, integrity, and doing what was best for my children. Just when I thought Clarissa had exhausted every trick in her arsenal, she unveiled her most devastating gambit yet. Out of the blue, I received a summons from the district attorney's office, informing me that I was under investigation for embezzlement at my architecture firm. "This is insane," I growled, slamming the letter down on Greg's desk. Where would she even get an idea like that? Greg's brow furrowed as he scanned the document. "My money's on that snake, Jay Hawkins, putting her up to it. Lawyers love playing dirty pool like this." I raked my fingers through my hair, fighting the urge to scream in frustration. "But I've done nothing wrong. You know how careful I am with the firm's finances." "I know, buddy." Greg fixed me with a solemn look. "Which is why we're going to prove your innocence, once and for all." Over the next few weeks, Greg painstakingly combed through every record, every transaction, every shred of documentation related to my business. And just as I suspected, he found not a single irregularity, not a hint of wrongdoing. Armed with the exculpatory evidence, we marched into the DA's office, ready to confront Clarissa's latest attempt to destroy me. The look on her face when Greg presented the rock-solid proof of my innocence was one I'll never forget. Her eyes widened, her mouth agape as the realization hit her. She had finally overplayed her hand, and this time, there would be consequences. In the end, Clarissa faced charges of her own for falsifying evidence and wasting valuable prosecutorial resources. As for me, I emerged from the ordeal vindicated, my reputation and integrity intact. With the legal battles finally behind us, I was free to focus on what truly mattered: rebuilding my life and being the best father I could be to Max and Lily. Greg and Lisa remained by my side, cherished friends who had seen me through the darkest of times. And then, like a ray of sunshine piercing the storm clouds, Elena entered my life. Kind, compassionate, and endlessly patient, she was the salve my wounded soul needed to heal. Slowly, she helped me rediscover the joys that had been overshadowed by Clarissa's betrayal: laughter, love, and the simple pleasures of family. As the years passed, the pain and turmoil of my divorce faded into a distant memory, eclipsed by the warmth and stability of my new life with Elena and my children. The rumble of the rental car's engine faded as I guided it to a stop, the vast expanse of the Grand Canyon stretching out before us in all its majesty. Max and Lily tumbled out of the back seat, their eyes wide with awe at the breathtaking vista. "Wow, Dad, this is amazing," Lily exclaimed, her pigtails bouncing as she danced with excitement. Elena emerged from the passenger side, her radiant smile matching the brilliance of the setting sun. She wrapped her arm around my waist, and I pulled her close, savoring the moment. This was the new beginning I had fought so hard for, a life filled with love, joy, and the promise of endless adventures to come. The dark chapters of my past had been closed, replaced by a future as vast and beautiful as the canyon before us. As my little family gathered around me, basking in the warmth of the fading light, I couldn't help but feel a profound sense of gratitude for the winding path that had led me here. The betrayals, the heartache, the battles, they had all been worth it to arrive at this moment of perfect peace and contentment. With Elena's hand in mine and the laughter of my children ringing in my ears, I knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, we would face them together, a united front forged in the fires of adversity. The sun dipped below the horizon, ushering in a new day, a new chapter brimming with endless possibilities. And as the first stars winked into existence overhead, I couldn't wait to see what wonders it would bring. This is where our story comes to an end. Share your thoughts in the comments section. Thanks for your precious time. If you enjoyed this story, then please make sure you subscribe to this channel. That would help me a lot. Click on the video you see on the screen, and I will see you there.